You can ensure the safety of your defense if you only hold positions that cannot be attacked. What can I guard against? This is a question I think most people forget to ask themselves and focus on. It's important to determine what threats you possess, but it's equally important to be aware of what threats your opponent possesses and how they can lead to your downfall. No, this does not mean you can always stop your opponent's threat, but being aware of it can allow you to formulate a game plan that will minimize the casualties. There are two main situations that I want you guys to focus on when considering what can't you guard against. And these are: 1. Do I have a Pokemon that if fainted will allow my opponent to sweep me? And 2. Do I have a Pokemon that if weakened will allow my opponent to sweep me? Here are some examples. Here's an example of a situation where if one of your Pokemon is removed from the field, then it allows the opponent's Pokemon to go unguarded. In this case, your Pokemon that cannot be allowed to faint is Seismitoad, and the opponent's main threat is his Dracovish. Vicious Rend in the rain KOs every Pokemon on your team except Seismitoad. Therefore, you do not want to allow Seismitoad to faint. You want to be mindful of this by asking the question, what can't I guard against? This is why I place such a great emphasis on team preview. Following this process allows you to be able to discern what you need, what's important, and the subjective value of each Pokemon. Without knowing this, you may go into battle being unaware of what's most important and what's least important, and consequently, you may end up making a mistake like the battle you're seeing before you. Seismitoad was allowed to die early, and now Dracovish is allowed to roam freely. Another example of this is when you allow something that can protect you from an opponent's threat to get weakened to the point where it can no longer act as a means of protection. This Pokemon may not necessarily completely faint, but it is so low on health that it can no longer act as protection. In the example you're seeing right now, the opponent has a Corviknight, which is a big problem to your team if it's a bulk up. You have a countermeasure in Rotom Heat, therefore it is imperative that Rotom Heat is kept as healthy as possible to avoid Corviknight becoming a problem. If you allow the main means of protection to get low, it no longer serves its role as a means of protection, therefore the Pokemon is supposed to stop now has the opportunity to defeat it. This leaves you in a compromising position where you are now trying to figure out how you can stop the opponent from taking over. This may not be possible in the case of what you're seeing before, and now the opponent wins. There are also offensive means of protection. This means KOing the opposing Pokemon before it can KO you, even if it has the potential to KO you. An example of this is what you see before you. Hydreigon is a big problem to your team. Dragapult beats Hydreigon. If the Hydreigon is sub-nasty plot, then it will be incredibly difficult for you to defeat it without your Dragapult. So let's see how this plays out. This Dugtrio has no means of harming the Hydreigon. Because of Dragapult's infiltrator ability, the substitute doesn't matter and Hydreigon goes down. So in conclusion, always remember where your weak points lie. That's going to wrap up today's video. If you enjoyed the content in this and you'd like to learn more, feel free to pick up a copy of my ebook, The Art of Competitive Pokemon. In this book, you will learn everything you learned in all the videos up to this point and more, in more detail. This is just a quick visual example, so you won't get the full picture unless you grab that book. You can read it on any device. All you need is a free Kindle app, which is quick and easy to download. If you liked the video, leave a like, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.